the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up!
Welcome everybody to another episode of This is CorbinCenter, and wow, do we have a lot to cover because it was so... First of all, let me get to it, but big Corbinite Recognition here, and I feel like there's so many people that I could recognize on this one, but in order to make pro wrestling happen at GalaxyCon, have FSCW back, there are so many people that I on that staff that made this work, and I can't thank you guys enough. So my shout out is collectively to everybody in the office who makes that happen, because FSCW was amazing, and we're back, and many of you, you know, you said some of you DM me to message and say that something was missing at the VFW, meaning me, and I'm sorry, but I'm not shackled to First Wrestling. I can go wherever I want. I can wrestle wherever I want. So when GalaxyCon came a-calling and came back, of course I was going to take this opportunity because I have so many versatile talents that can be utilized at GalaxyCon. Now, I was a busy guy when I was out there. I mean, like, not only did I perfectly portray the role of Syndrome, and I had 3 matches, but I also was busy hosting panels. I was, I should say, co-hosting, hosting, and participating in panels. Everything from Pictionary, which I'm not the best drawer. I'm going to admit that it's not my talent. I draw money in the ring. I don't have to draw money on a piece of paper. But I did win one because I got Mickey Mouse. That's easy. I can do that. I got to co-host some sketch drawings and saw some really good artists in there. Even I can admit that. Somebody who I might be looking forward to having them do some custom art for me, which is great. Isn't that wonderful how connections work? This is networking at its finest. And then also, I got to do participate in the info ad icon wars. I just kicked that thing off, and we got that rolling, and plus I helped host trivia again, and so I was busy. Plus, between the dating game and the panel that I like to host the most, which is the So You Can Cut a Promo, because of course the Loudmouth Mercenary has all the answers for this one, and actually I got to see some people really lay it out on the line. I mean, I got to see Persephone and Hades go at it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's the magic of GalaxyCon. But that's the best part. But let me take a moment to... What a great weekend that it was. And I really enjoyed being a part of Columbus, and I hope 2024 I'll be back. But there's a conversation that needs to be, I want to weigh in on, because it has something to do with the elixir of life, which is water. Now, when I saw Matt Cardona post this, in my head I thought that I've been going to shows and I wrestle in certain locker rooms that there are water for everyone. And I think that's a great thing as a pro wrestler. Look, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get sweaty. I'm going to exert a lot of energy. I've been doing a lot of summer shows where I'm already risking cancer, being the ginger that I am. And now I'm going to need to replenish after wrestling in these heat indexes of 110 and 100 degree heat, which, by the way, sometimes was 2 or 3 times. So it's nice to have something there to replenish. But yet I was shocked, absolutely shocked by the fact that people thought that this was such an unnecessary need. And look, I get what Cardona said it perfectly. Like, if you couldn't afford a pack of water to just put in the locker room just to show a slight gratitude of appreciation to keep your wrestlers hydrated, don't run shows. Because what he's saying is, if you can't afford that minimum cost, what makes you think that you're going to afford everything? And one of the best comments, I think Tony Depp, and it was you, who said, all these people that are complaining about half-drunk water bottles in there and don't worry about half their crowds being empty, but yet still think they can run a show. And I'm guessing, what are we, 4 or 5 months away from tax time? They're not going to be spending it on water. They're going to be running Tax Refund Pro here coming up real quick. But again, I can see, look, I can sympathize, I can empathize with the fact that people waste water. And that's the thing I mentioned. I have a cat. He don't care where the water comes from. I take the water bottles home. I take like I bring them home, and then I just put them in his water dish. And I, while I might not want to share the germs, I don't know where some of the wrestlers have been. I don't think he's going to get anything from it. And he seems perfectly fine. I mean, he's stupid. He's an orange cat, but he seems perfectly fine, adorably fine. And so he doesn't mind drinking their water. But I think what's really interesting to me is the people that rebelled and looked at like Matt Cardona as somebody who could afford his own water. That's not the point. It's not the point of the fact that you can afford your own. It's the fact that it's really nice when somebody takes care of essentials for you. I mean, like, and again, I saw some old school wrestlers talk about divas and being divas, and like Rip talking about like all these like prima donnas or all these like whiny pansies online. And it's just hilarious to me that nobody wants the wrestling business from that generation seemingly to get better. And these are the same people who are like, oh, you should be in this business to make money and have perks. Wait till you find out that WWE and AEW have catering. Holy... It's going to blow your mind that not only do they have water, but they have food catered to their events. And some of you might go, oh, this is the big time. They're the big time. Well, you know what? Maybe it's because they treat things like the big time, and maybe some of the independents, all they got to do, all the question that was asking was to provide the very basic of water. Like, that's it. And that is all. And that's fine. And in my mind, look, I appreciate it. When you are a company that has water for me, that's great. If you have snacks for me, that's great. I've done shows where there's catering, yes, which is awesome. I just recently at FSCW, they catered all 3 nights. That was awesome. I've had people who just bring snack trays and desserts and stuff like that. Look, I appreciate all of that. And it's not because I am kind of a diva and I am kind of a prima donna, because I've earned that opportunity to be there. I've been doing this for 20 years. And if I don't want wrestling to get better in the next 20, and I'm going to be pissed off about what people have then, that's ridiculous. Because there was a lot of stuff I didn't have in that. So what are you saying? Maybe the idea that I'm not changing in a gas station bathroom in a Holiday on the corner of a 4-way in a little like 4-way intersection in a small town in northern Minnesota, like that's how all wrestling should stay because that's independent wrestling and they shouldn't pay the money to do it. Is that what you're saying? It shouldn't improve, it shouldn't get better, we shouldn't get better? I think that's stupid. I think that logic of this is wrestling is stupid because it means you don't have to change. And then you're always like, well, we didn't have to do this and we did this and we drank out of bathroom faucets. Good for you. We don't want to do that. We're trying to change it. Thank you for those who are sticking up for it. I appreciate you. And if anyone has problems with what I'm saying, that's fine. By the way, I also do bring my own water to shows and snacks. But when I get water, that's great. And then I save the bottle and then I bring it back. Isn't that funny how things work? It's not that I can't afford it. It's just, it's really nice and I appreciate when it's there. So call me a diva for appreciating it when it's there. But I guess that was the big hot topic that came out of this week. But I also have a weekend where I'm going to look at going to Freelance, which by the way, Jason Midas, you are an amazing person because you provide that place with snacks and water and all that stuff. And I always know that I can have Powerade, snacks, water because of you. And also you made a little bit of a twist on the arm on the other company that was in Chicago. So kudos to you, my friend. I appreciate that 100%. And after I beat up Chico Suave and retain my Legacy Championship, I'm probably going to have a water, maybe a Powerade like the diva that I am. So that's how it's going to work. And then I'm going to go to Second Wrestling, which, I mean, now they will think I'm definitely a diva. That's the whole thing. They would think that I'm a little too big for my britches, and that's why I served a suspension now, isn't it? So maybe I won't even be allowed to go near any snacks or water if I'm there, because why treat me so nicely when suddenly I've been such a bad boy at Second Wrestling? I've apparently beaten up the rabbi. I changed the title direction of that company. I interfered in matches that I shouldn't be in, and I've done so many bad things, riled up so many crowds, but you know what? That's just what you gotta come to expect to me. So I can't really say for a fact if I can put you over, because we'll see how everything goes. But the one thing that I hope you understand is that I keep selling tickets for you so that you can keep providing for these shows. So hopefully we have a common ground there. But The end of the year is coming up real soon, and I go back to Time Bomb for the Miracle on 34th Street fight against Badger. We'll talk about that next week. And then we also have Destination Pro, which I'm keeping relatively quiet, but Snapchat will address that. So don't worry, Josh. I haven't forgot about your incredibly dumb decision to step in the ring. That's fine. But I'm looking forward to the holidays. I could use a break. And we are closing in on 1,400 matches. And we're going to get there in 2024. I want you to stay tuned for more episodes of This is CorbinCenter.